I'm going to be a mom, and I'm going to be a housewife, and I am going to be a good mom.
To my babies, I can see now over the past 4 years I was in a deep undercurrent that led us to danger. I have betrayed sacred trust.
6 years old. Remember, this is 6 years old.
I just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with lunch. But I responded and just said Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
So they were arrested by the agency that's listed on here is the Santa Clara Ivins Public Safety Department, but this is the Washington County Sheriff's Office website. But they have both been, according to the website, charged with 2 counts of aggravated child abuse with the stipulation of intentionally or knowingly.
Hello, I am Alexander Ferguson. I am apologizing now if you could hear my children. They do not know bedtime when we say bedtime. But I will start by saying that we opened up with the Frankie 8 Passengers Jody Hildebrandt case. It is a very sad case that came out of Utah, but it is a part of this complex problem of mommy blog and vloggers with abuse. They are the ones that have been caught and arrested, but there is still abuse going on behind the scenes for many other family or mommy bloggers out there. But how did we get here? How did we get to the arrest and the Frankies and just the explosion of what seems to be the explosion of mommy vloggers and bloggers and family blogs and vlogs over the years? So in the beginning, we had the Duggar family. We met them in 2004 on TLC in a special called 14 Kids and Pregnant Again, which then eventually rolled into their show 19 Kids and Counting, and then the spin-off series Counting On. If anybody remembers, I believe it was 2021 or 2022, there was an arrest of Josh Duggar for the sexual abuse that he did against his sisters. Now, while they were on TV, they did also have a family blog on the internet, and they called this their family ministry. Then we have Mormon prophet Elder M. Russell Ballard at a December commencement speech to Brigham Young University, Hawaii, in December of 2007, told the crowd, the graduates and their families, and anybody who has seen the recording, to go out and join the internet.
This is the most important work that we can participate in. Now to you who are graduating today and all other faithful members of the church, and as you graduate from this wonderful university, may I ask you to join the conversation by participating on the internet, particularly the new media, to share the gospel and explain in simple, clear terms the message of the restoration.
Then in 2008, we meet the Mormon family, the Butlers, with the YouTube channel The Shaytards, named after the father Shay. And then in 2012, Up TV brings on a show called Bringing Up Bates, which is the Bates family. The Bates family now all have their own vlogs or blogs, along with the Duggar families, who they are close family friends with. All of the children have vlogs and blogs so you can follow along. And then in 2015, we finally meet the Franke family on YouTube with 8 passengers. The 8 passengers means two adults and their 6 children. And then, as I did say, that the case study of this complex problem is the Franke case. So the abuse caught up with this picture is of Ruby Franke, the mother. And then before she met Jody, she did not take E, her forgotten lunch, as we saw in the opening video, made Chad sleep on a beanbag in the living room for pulling a prank on R, and then threatened to cut the head off of E's, who at the time was only 5 or 6 years old, stuffed animal for playing with scissors. And then after she met Jody, this is a picture of Jody Hildebrandt, she starved R and E for being in distortion or not living in truth as the Connections Academy preached. And then removed A, J, R, and E from school and did not provide them an education. And due to the court documents, made all 4 children, but especially R and E, work outside in the summer Utah heat, which can reach up to 117 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the justifications that were used were, it is part of the family ministry. That was what was brought up with the Duggars and the Bates when they were accused of using blanket trading and rod training for their children. The child needed to be corrected. That is what the Franke family used for this. And in the People magazine article, Hidden Horrors, from October 16th, 2023, it is stated that Chad revealed he had been forced to sleep on a beanbag chair for 7 months as punishment for pranking R. But it does also mention about E not getting lunch. And then the beginning of the article does say that the 12-year-old boy, R, with welts and sores on his wrists and duct tape on his ankles, stood at a neighbor's doorstep, pleading for help. The boy begged him for food and water and to call police. And then the man told 911 his ankles are taped up and he won't tell us why. This boy has obviously been, I think he's been detained. He said, his voice breaking with emotion. He says what's happened to him is his fault. So not only were they telling the children that what is happening to them was so their actions were corrected, the children were starting to become brainwashed into thinking what was happening to them was their own fault, not abuse. And then there is a feeling that the world is out to get them. And then from Enacting Motherhood Online, Motherhood Memoirs, identified problems with the cultural expectations of mothers. And this is if you do something that is outside of the cultural norm, like homeschooling your child or even disciplining your child with gentle parenting, or in the case of some fundamentalists and Mormons, rod or blanket training, you are then attacked online or attacked by the community, and you as a mommy blogger or vlogger then see the world as out to get you. And then from the same article, we have the outside world doesn't understand how we parent. And this article, Enacting Motherhood Online, was quoted to say, perhaps social media outlets like Facebook are allowing women feelings of being heard online without meeting the actual tenets and demands of the true offline community. They feel like the outside world of their mommy blog or vlog sphere doesn't understand how they're parenting and why they're parenting the way they are. And then these are the ideologies behind mommy blogging. So the personal identity and community participation. So in the mommy blogs or vlogs, these parents do see a personal identification, and then they have a community that is formed around them, typically with fans and interactions through comments. It becomes a forum to share your trials and tribulations, and that again is through the comments on their vlogs or blogs. It is a place to be heard. They feel like they are more heard online than anywhere else. It is for also social support. They meet other mommy vloggers or bloggers or people with similar ideas to them. And then it's how the stay-at-home mom can make money. And all of these reasons are mentioned and go further in depth in combative mothering in mommy blogs. And then with the making money from the article, It's Time to Take Influencers Seriously, it is quoted that all media businesses are selling a product, not a reality, should govern our relationship with those who are creating. And that is just a reminder that there are parasocial relationships that are happening here. And we do not see everything that is happening behind the scenes. And this is where majority of the abuse could and is happening. But what we see is to sell us the product of this stay-at-home mom, mommy blogger, everybody can do this type mentality. And then how can we fix this? How can we fix the mommy blog abuse? Well, these are my ideas. The first one is laws around screen time, or how long a child can be shown on screen, recording schedules for children, and pay for the children. And I do suggest that the pay is done into an account like child actors get. And then at the same time, we do have another situation forming, and due to the graphic nature of that situation, I will just say it's has been deemed the Ren Eleanor situation, and it is around the screen time that she is getting on her mother's TikTok. And then my second idea is oversight of vlog or blogging families to curb the abuse or neglect. So once someone is vlogging or blogging, have some sort of oversight as either doctor or CPS, whatever it has to be, to go in and make sure the kids are being fed, the kids are not being tied up with rope and cumin or turmeric pushed into their wounds to heal them faster, wrapped in duct tape. And that was all out of the Frankie case. But just someone going in to make sure that these kids are also getting a proper education and not just being pulled from school and then sat at home to just do chores and sweep floors all day. And then my third suggestion is just to keep the kids off social media altogether. I do understand that some kids are needed to sell child products such as diapers and clothing, but I do think at the same time kids do need to be kept off of social media, and ads can be put onto regular television channels or safeguarded ads on sites like YouTube. And then this is my long works cited.